Welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about a channel that I've been watching for quite a bit this year actually. It's driven me to do a reaction video, which is what I'm doing here. The channel is called All Casino Action, and I was first pointed to it by another channel, Easy Life Slots Jackpot, I think it was. I'll post the link. But anyway, the person that runs that channel did a couple videos back in the early part of the year that was basically it stirred up some drama in the gambling slot channels of YouTube. And it got me, kind of like curious. I have a background in gaming, a long background in gaming, and I've lived in Vegas, and I was just kind of like curious as to what was going on with this channel. So what I found out was that a quick history of the channel. All Casino Action was started by a woman named Sarah, who used to go by the moniker SlotLady. I don't know if she still does or not. But anyway, when she was SlotLady, she ran this channel and she did slot videos, she did table game videos for several years. She did a really good job with it. She gathered, I think, about 180,000 subscribers. She looked good on camera. It was a really good, solid channel as far as YouTube numbers and stats and those kind of things. And I imagine that she was doing pretty well with the advertising and monetization and those kind of things. So she did really well with it. And then I think it was last August of 2021, she decided she was going to back away from being the on-screen presence of the channel. And she said she was going to not turn over the channel, but she was going to bring other people into the channel. And note that I said people, plural. Instead, she brought in one person, this guy, Victor. And I think the drama that started up at the beginning of this year was largely in part because there were questions as to, how long has Victor been involved in the channel? Did he really run the channel? Was Sarah just the front person for the channel? That kind of thing. I'll tell you right now, I really don't care about any of that. I don't care about their relationship. They seem to have had a long-term relationship, or, for several years at least. Whatever, I don't really care. But that's what the drama was kind of focused. It was centered around their relationship and whether, she ran the channel or he ran the channel and who owned it and who really cared. But I did watch the videos and it got me to the point that I was going to okay, I'm going to watch these people and see what's going on. So I started watching the channel. This is where the old Vegas person in me kind of kicked in. I lived in Vegas for 8 years. For a few of those years, gambling was my source of income between jobs, that kind of thing. I played a lot of poker. I did okay at cash games. I mean, a couple years I was successful when I was first started playing. I had my ass handed to me because I was learning. So, I played Blackjack my entire life, basically my adult life. And also did a lot of sports betting, Baccarat, some craps. I kind of avoided some of these carnival games that this channel and other YouTube channels play. But, I feel like I know gaming pretty well. And I also have worked within the industry, having helped lobby for online poker with Congress. So I have a background in this. It doesn't mean that I'm an authority on all things gambling, but I do feel like, I come from a position of knowledge and understanding. So when I started watching this Victor, I was immediately kind of disappointed in how he conducted himself. This is a guy who it seems like he has a pretty good source of funds. I don't know what business he's in, if he was a trust fund baby in Canada or what, but he has money coming in. He seems to be able to afford to gamble, and he gambles decent sums. He generally plays at the El Cortez, and when he gets on stream, his demeanor kind of rises and falls based on luck and circumstance and things like that, which, all gamblers go through. What I wanted to do this video for was because I worry that people watch him and they think that based on his experience, his reactions, and the way he conducts himself, that he's any type of representative of gaming in the gaming community. That's my problem with him. So why do I feel that way? Well, let's start with the fact that he plays every day, and God bless him. I wish I could play every day. I think that's wonderful. But because he plays every day, he suffers most of the pitfalls that losing gamblers face. And let's face it, most gamblers are losers. If you go to the casino once a year, once a month, once every 6 months, you have a trip to Vegas once a year, you expect to lose. You play some of these games, this Ultimate Texas Holdem, 3-card poker, games like that. you should expect to lose because almost all the time you're going to lose. That's why casinos have big chandeliers in the lobbies, and that's why they employ thousands of people, and they spend a couple $1 billion on a new property type thing, because the house is going to win, and the house is going to regularly win. So when I watched Victor every night play, and every night complain about what he calls Victor luck, which he says he has the worst luck of anyone in Vegas.
The El Cortez has been around for 80 years. I guarantee you, they never had a player as unlucky as me. Like, they should have a Victor house edge that they factor in the games. Like, well, guys, I challenge anyone to do I challenge anyone to do 10% as badly as I do. I'm probably out of 7 billion people on Earth, I would say I have the worst luck, without a doubt.
That's just horseshit. It's absolute horseshit. And I will stack up numbers with any number of people that I personally know who have been lifelong gamblers to show that what he is doing is he is taking a mini vacation every night when he goes to the table, and he's playing mostly carnival games, and he loses, and he's shocked, and he's disappointed, and he's always complaining that he has the worst luck, that nobody in the history of Vegas could have the worse luck than he has. He compares himself to Clark Griswold from Vegas Vacation. It's pathetic is what it is. And it's really disappointing because I see the growth of the channel since he kind of took over the reins of being the face of the channel. I think they've had like maybe 15 or 20,000 additional subscribers, which is a good year for anyone. But I'm afraid that a lot of these people that are watching this are looking at this, and if they're not there for the train wreck and for the laughs, then they're looking at this and they're thinking, oh, this is the way gambling is. This is the way people act when they're at the table. If he had anyone else sitting at the table like that, it would just be, it would be carnage because people wouldn't put up with this shit. It's just this constant, oh, woe is me. It just gets old. He goes there every night. He plays 3-card poker maybe twice a week. He plays Ultimate Texas Hold'em twice a week. He plays Blackjack. He plays Baccarat. He should play more Blackjack. He should play more Baccarat. He should avoid these games. But in his defense, that's what his fan base wants. They want him to play Ultimate Texas Hold'em. They want him to play 3-card poker. They want him to keep trying it, to keep doing these prop bets and all, just basically pissing money away, hoping that, they're going to get a little excitement in their life because they can live vicariously through him when he, finally hits the big score, which he thinks he's due.
Yeah, I run, honestly, it's a real joke. I win. I win. Everyone will win a few times, but my rate of winning at table games is basically. I'll put it this way: I'll put 100,000 and get 1,000 back. I just play a lot, so inevitably I'll hit something. But
one of the things that a real gambler understands is you're not due anything. You're lucky if something good happens. He complains about not getting royal flushes. He complains about not getting straight flushes, quads, things like that. I've played poker, 25 years overall. And even in the time when I was in Vegas and I was playing just about every day. Quads, a handful of times. I think maybe in 8 years I probably had 2 straight flushes. And I've had 1 royal flush in 25 years of playing poker. So, this notion that everybody should just think that their due is just ridiculous. I don't care how many hands you play, each session is different. So if you look at it like, Victor could replace one tourist, himself with one tourist, sit them at the table, the results would be the same. It's the same as if you go to Vegas. Maybe you're going to have a good run. Maybe you're going to have a bad run. He has had good runs. I've seen him win $12,000. I've seen him win $5,000. Multiple $1,000s on several occasions. And I've seen him lose the majority of the time, which is what happens to gamblers. Now, he's from Canada, Sarah's from Canada. They moved here. They're on some sort of a visa, I guess. So, by this point, they're pretty much they're Vegas locals. And unfortunately, he's acting like a lot of Vegas locals do, because Vegas locals can be either the most friendly people, outgoing. They'll talk to you. They'll give you advice. Some will be, very helpful if you need it. And if you're in the gambling community, they'll help you out monetarily sometimes if they know you and they know you're good for it, that kind of thing. But that's not all of them. There's a certain sector of them that are just absolutely the most miserable fucks on the planet. He is at the point now that I think he could be the poster child for this. I don't know how he plays when he's not on camera, but when he's on camera, it's just the shittiest representation of how a gambler in Vegas should be. So that's the reason why I wanted to make this video. I think you should watch the channel. I'm not saying don't watch the channel. I'm not saying you shouldn't. The only problem I have with the channel itself is they're very quick to censor and silence people that have a negative opinion. Not just the trolls. The trolls can go. They can be banned, whatever. But people that just have a negative opinion, or people that ask questions about Sarah, is she going to gamble again? Those kind of things. They get their messages deleted. That's very disappointing because that shows a complete lack of not only class, but it shows that they have no belief in themselves when they feel they have to do that. You should watch the channel. It's fun. It's entertaining. When he does melt down, it is worth a couple of good laughs. But at some point, you're just kind of like, dude, you're either deluded or you're just a wonderful entertainer, because it is not Victor Luck. It is just the way that gaming is. It's the way that gaming is. And you should appreciate that. And when you do, you'll probably approach gambling later, in a better manner. And if you don't think that I'm, telling the truth here or being accurate or even remotely accurate, watch other gaming channels, because the other gaming channels, guess what you're going to find? They lose too. They don't make the wild, stupid bets that Victor does a lot of the time. A lot of the time, they just sit there and they bet and they bet and they bet, and they don't raise their bet or whatever, and they eventually get ground down. It's the risk of ruin and all that. They just go and get ground down. He gets upset, and then so he ups his bets, and then he loses. He'll have a $1,500 bankroll, and he starts betting $200-$300 a hand, and then he wonders why 3 hands later he's almost broke. I mean, it's just stupid. So again, watch the channel. I highly encourage it. I know my little channel here that has nothing, no views, no subs. Hopefully you'll sub this channel. That would be cool too, and like this video. But they don't need my help for sure. Absolutely, for sure. But I think you should watch the channel and watch other gambling channels and compare them and make the decision for yourself. But for me, it's just too much. It's really gone beyond pathetic, and I wish he would stop and just play the games and demonstrate that he does understand math, and he does understand probability, and he does understand risk of ruin, and how playing every single day will do this. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, like, subscribe, click the notify button, and I'll do more of these.